A pregnant woman in Britain on a business trip was given a caesarean section against her will and had her baby forcibly removed by social services. It may sound barely believable, but the story reported this morning by the Sunday Telegraph has provoked a lot of discussion on social media and elsewhere. The woman is Italian and already has 2 other children. She's believed to suffer from a history of mental illness and suffered from a psychotic episode while in Britain. She was sectioned and, being in late-stage pregnancy, was given a caesarean. The baby is now in the process of being adopted. The Liberal Democrat MP John Hemming says he will raise the case in Parliament. Well, Katie Razzle joins me now with more details. What happened?
John, Christian, monstrous British social services is how some people are describing this online, and clearly the bare facts do sound outrageous. I mean, in fact, those bare facts aren't in dispute. So the question is this horrific, or is it just an unbearably awful example of the terrible decisions that social services have to make every year, every day? They clearly don't get it always right. Now, there's a lot we don't know about this case, but I've been speaking today to a GP who specialises in sectioning people under the Mental Health Act. Now, this is very, very powerful legislation, and it means that doctors can detain you in hospital and treat you. And we know that we understand that's what happened in this case. She has a long history of mental illness, bipolar disorder and psychotic episodes. And this GP told me that if you're pregnant, if you have a history of that, you are more likely to suffer psychosis while you're pregnant, and this is a risk to the baby as well as to you. And that is what happened here. So she was in Britain on a business trip, she was detained, and the High Court gave permission for a forced caesarean as being in the best interests of the mother and the baby, and a baby girl was born in August last year.
So John Hemming says he's going to raise it in Parliament. I mean, what happens next? What does that mean?
Well, that's right. He slightly went back from that this afternoon and said, with the mother's permission, because clearly she's not identifiable in this case, he will raise it next week in Parliament. He's talking about this being a broken system. He's campaigned on this for a long time, talking about wanting greater openness in family court proceedings, and he is very critical of Essex social services who are involved in this case. Now, we can reveal tonight that in February the court ruled that the baby should be put up for adoption. We understand that the mother is desperate to keep her baby, and that she asked the court to give her 12 months, to place the baby in foster care for 12 months so that she could prove she would continue to take her medication. But the court decided, because she had had lapses in taking medication over the previous years, that wasn't in the best interests of the child. Now, she clearly wants to keep the child. She will clearly fight this, and she has Birmingham-based solicitors who told me today they will fight tooth and nail to help her to be reunited with this baby. So she wants to stop this. It is a highly unusual case. You might be shocked, though, to hear that it's certainly not the first time a pregnant mother has been detained under the Mental Health Act and had a forced caesarean. Now, she wants to stop it, but I understand that Essex Social Services have already chosen adoptive parents for this baby. The process has begun, though the child is not yet with those parents.
Thanks, Katie.